This call is being recorded.
No, you're totally fine, man. That's all good. Thank you for calling in. I know you said you're the closest you can confirm is 6 p.m., correct?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. And I'm glad it's good to know you're Team Gemini. That's also awesome.
Thank you.
All right. So please don't hesitate to interrupt. I am recording this conversation. Um, right off the bat, we actually do see you have an alien construct in your chart, which is very significant. Um, how how off, like on a range or scale of your time of birth, like if six is the closest, what's the range you might feel it is?
Um, well, from the like closest information, the best information I got was around 6 o'clock, like six, almost 6:30. I don't know, but I felt personally, I just felt like six was like the best.
Okay,
And I
I wanted to know if it was 5:30 to 6 or 6 to 6:30, and that helped a lot.
6 to 6:30.
That's really good to know. Okay, because your rising is 27 degrees Scorpio. So if you were, so this is cool because first of all, you have Pluto, Chiron, and Moon in Sag. So you're a vessel of Hades in Sagittarius. You can discover other people's secrets. You can literally sense negativity, but in Sagittarius, this shows you the inner vision to where you can literally understand what you're seeing. And does that resonate? Because that's freaking amazing.
Yeah, it does. 'Cause, well, my God name that I gave myself was Vision. It's the son I felt connected with. So yes, it resonates.
And you're also a vessel of healing. So this is like hot fire, blazing God level healing that you can feel. It's like righteous awakening fire, which is important because now as an angel, you are the ascended angel. You understand the higher meaning of truth. In order to express this, Donald Trump has his sun and moon, but every Gemini with this is a problem because you're the complete form of Gemini. So you're the Gemini that shows and tells, which is really awesome. Now, the reason I want to say that is thankfully, Scorpio and Sagittarius are so distinct that we can tell the difference, right? Scorpio is very brooding and dark. Um, and then Sagittarius is just too happy, right? Which are both stereotypes. Sagittarius actually can be dark and Scorpio can be super happy. But personality wise, you either have a hardcore resting bitch face or you laugh all the time. So we'll be able to see. But the reason why I'm asking is 27 degrees Scorpio means that if you were born after like 6:05, you're actually a Sag rising. And that's why I ask because it's close enough to where it's important to know exactly what time, but thankfully
Okay.
distinct enough to know, so some risings are hard to tell the difference, but Scorpio rising, of course, is going to be perhaps maybe leaning more towards dark colors. You're a lot more psychically sensitive, psychological, versus Sag rising. You have a more joyful, positive personality. Your moon is in Sag, so you already feel extremely like the Sag. But I just want to make sure because you could be able to tell which rising would be at least. But with
I feel more from my from going from learning both of them from Sag and Scorpio. I feel more Scorpio than anything.
okay,
It was
because you
mostly,
you do also have Pluto on your moon, so Pluto could be that Scorpio feel. But regardless, I will blend both. Thankfully, we can still interpret the chart with just your sun and moon. And relative to that, your chart is badass. I'm not gonna lie. The I just spoke to someone who was born 2001. So to see that you're born 2000 is also amazing. 2000 is a very rare pivotal period where we see Jupiter and Saturn conjunct again. The last time that happened was 2020 in Capricorn. And then I think the last time before that happened was like 82, maybe. Let me see. Dun, yeah, 82. Yeah, 82. 82. 82 and then 2000 and then of course moving forward 2000 like 12 and then 2020. So What's really iconic about that is you're taking the planet of limitations and focusing on one point, Saturn, and then expansions, and you're putting it together. It's such a powerful aspect because this now maps out the individual karmic authority, placing you as a part of the generation of new creation. In that, the first four signs, of course, are individual. You and I are Gemini sons. We're angel spirits. So we're true individuals, right? However, your moon and your rising are at the God level. So you're ascended. Whereas my moon is at the God level. I'm a Capricorn moon. So we're both collective individuals if you've ever seen Shaman King or God level shamans. But unlike me that has an individual Taurus personality, you have the pure king social personality or the ascended Sagittarius God level personality. So this enables you to embody the collective, to truth blast in your dealings with others, this awareness of enlightenment that not only you express towards others, but next to Venus, blesses you with the charm of Aphrodite or this Venusian essence to beautify your words. You're quite most definitely the charmer. And you definitely have a way with communication that engenders trust. Like this is a skill. You could be a marketer if you wanted to. Like you can show people very clearly and convince them why they should trust in you. Doesn't mean that you won't have people hate you or not trust you, because the Geminis born in the 2000s have what the Tauruses born in the 90s and the Aries born in the 70s have. In other words, Candace Owens, DJ Academics, Chris Brown, they all have one thing in common. People extremely hate these people, or they extremely, or they extremely love them. Like they have an extremely devoted core fan base, or people hate them.
I
There's no
felt that a lot of my
right.
life. Is either people really like me or they just don't.
Yeah,
and
and you what?
it's something I'm trying to really accept. Even though
Right.
I've already accepted it, it's more like okay, I just gotta really accept it. Everyone's not gonna really like my message or like me personally.
Exactly. Exactly. And especially and that's the Pluto opposition to your sun, and especially because, just to explain that, Pluto is this extreme element of purity, and opposite you, just like your moon, is an outside influence of other people. So this Plutonian energy is the expression of how extremely you will communicate the truth, because you don't pussyfoot around it. You're very extremely wild and sag in how exciting and joyful you can express this. So relative to you maintaining that integrity of truth, it's really liars and people who are fake who will not like you. They can't stand you. I mean, obviously they won't think that they're fake or lying, but it's different when you in their face show and tell them and you kind of prove it. So anyone's inability to kind of accept that is going to be projected on you. And I really love the maturity that comes in with your ability to accept this about yourself, because it's not, this is something Geminis have to face, but like you more than most Geminis. It's not a bad thing. It's actually the most amazing thing about your chart, because, but it's just still very intense. The Plutonian Chiron element actually is your ability to use your message to show people elements of their own vision that they're blocked, that they're asleep, that's unhealed. And you synthesize this healing of what you are aware of and believing your character and value, especially given this rising. People with Chiron here might feel bullied in early age, picked on, or
I
really.
was very much.
Okay, thanks for confirming that, because it may bring
Bullied,
insecurity.
yeah,
And,
very
and
bullied in school, just always being looking different and being, I guess, and I was always quiet, but I knew how to adapt in the situations with people in like school
adapt.
environment stuff.
That's a mutable sign trait. We adapt. I love that. And that's a superpower. You can adapt anywhere in the moment. Before everyone knows what to do, you see what you have to do and how to communicate. But what's cool about this is you overcome the vulnerability of expressing your personality and issues around self-confidence. I know a Leo woman born my year, 1990, who has Chiron on her Cancer rising, and like she would be mad insecure to like video chat me because she didn't
Mm.
like the way she looked. Mind you, she's gorgeous. Like she looks fucking gorgeous. But like she just felt, insecure. And that's really the Chiron here, where it's just healing that outside opposition of, how others may be intimidated or jealous by how well you can express it. But you're also a healer here. So as an instrument of healing, you help heal and awaken the true vision of who people are. You can literally see it. And now, if people don't like what you see, they're going to project on you that there's something wrong with you. But for people who aren't so in their ego, you're doing them such a solid because you're like a true mirror that can awaken people to the highest vision of who they are and heal
I've
how they.
always, even I always felt like I was like a mirror. Like I can see people and they can just see through me. Like it's always hard for me to like hide how I felt
Right.
in a lot of situations. So yeah.
Which once again is very deep. It also, takes into account, I would say, this nature of how now when we take this very ascended part of yourself, because the element of your inner world and soul is a very extreme and intense existence that Pluto Chiron can be self-mutilating, so you want to be careful not to be so extremely harsh on yourself because you don't make things happen instantly. Instead of giving yourself the time process, like having Saturn in Taurus makes you a builder of the new earth. Pluto here at this Sagittarius sign makes you all the first of the four generations. Like Pluto Cap is 2008 to 2023. Pluto Aqua is 2023 to I think around like 2040. But y'all are the first out of these four signs to awaken powers on a God level. And in Sag, it's showing the collective this through transforming philosophy, science, literally showing people your abilities, enhanced athletics. And now, relative to this cycle in 97 and 96, where Saturn is in Aries, that's the sparkers of the new world. They're kicking off this creation of the new world, which y'all are meant to do, relative to this sparking of the new concepts. And then y'all, right after 98, 99, 2000, you're the builders of the new earth as the creators of the new world. And with Jupiter here, you're able to really apply this individual collective karma towards holding others accountable with the values that you stand on. And Uranus here that squares it innovates the genius and the claircognizant advanced knowledge that you process as a part of your philosophy in ways that you can transcend and make real. This type of access is like coming up with a genius idea to be able to read people's power levels. But now it's no longer just an idea. Like you now make technology that grounds that concept, and you have a calculator that can read people's power levels. The thing here, though, is that Saturn in Taurus teaches you patience because it's the Seven of Pentacles and it's a promise of great fortune. So, all of you who come into that Saturn return, provided you keep on investing towards this definition of your integrity, you're all going to be super wealthy versus those who aren't patient and then they spend everything before it returns. Saturn and Taurus will always provide you a slow but steady growth to build towards that nest egg. But it's also going to anchor the clairvoyant and claircognizant nature of the insight that you literally just channel fluidly. And an element of this energy here, y'all don't have social energy. I'm a version of this too, where I have collective and I have individual, but I have Leo, I have Virgo, I have Libra, and Scorpio, like you. And so the focus, even though it doesn't mean you won't be social, your focus isn't necessarily toward socialization as much as this collective individuality. You're progressed into it, mind you. So your legacy is socially inclined and you are meant to be a social leader. But it's something to keep in mind in in case you find you like to do a lot more things individually or express that or really just attract extroverts. I feel like you're an extrovert or an extroverted introvert or an introverted extrovert or all the above. But yeah, seeing you have this energy now in the eighth or dealing with others, you're able to really peer into the higher understanding of how people think, what people think, and how to discern whether they're trustworthy or not. Because with Mercury and Mars, the intellectual insight you channel synthesizes this intuitive emotional connection where you can literally hear the vocal intonation and inflection of people's voices and you can hear how they sound. And then Mars is going to act off of that, which doesn't like to because Mercury and Mars don't like to deal with emotions. Mercury is intellectual, it just likes to deal with truth and facts. And Mars is instinctual, it's not trying to have to process how you feel. But provided you're able to get out your comfort zone, you can project a lot of emotional energy to fuel a lot of what you do. It's just the back downside of this is if you don't feel like doing things, you won't do them. But you can push yourself out of this to really psych yourself in this alignment of destiny because the North Node in Cancer here, the last time of which it was here in like 84, is you manifesting the value of your own sincere emotions and how that transforms your dealings with others as you're meant to almost create this way of life based on the sincere path that enables you really be true to how you feel. It's just with the South Node in Capricorn, the element of the integrity needed to support this uh, really requires this discipline of intent to really make sure all those feelings are solid and straightforward. But regardless, I think the key, what I really like about this chart is just having Uranus and Neptune alone in Aquarius is so supernatural because y'all, all of y'all who have this process information in a way that's not, I think the word is inductive. I forgot which type. Is it deductive or inductive? But
Deductive.
so I know that I think, yeah, deductive reasoning is where you look at the environment around you and you start to piece things together based on what you see. But you don't need that. All y'all have this amazing sense of inductive reasoning, which you don't even need either. But like you can base everything you know based off of what you already know within before you see details. And then you can now bring details around that, which is important because relative to the classical traditional scientific models and methods that have been pioneered and invented throughout especially the 30s and the 60s, y'all don't need that. So it's going to really confuse the older generation because there's a way they rely on deductive analysis to know things that y'all just know, and it's not really normal that you just know. Like you can walk into a room blindfolded and then know that someone is stealing 3 cookies. Like that's not normal. And it's important to embrace the supernatural quality of this because now that Pluto is going in Aquarius, this is awakening at a level that's going to actually be practically applicable and not just unconscious, where we can say the element of you intuiting things was more just unconsciously used, where now you're going to be able to use this at will. And now Geminis having this are so awesome. The woman who I just spoke to, ironically, was an Aquarius with this. So she's more aware of this dynamic, whereas you're able to fully express this in a much more creative way without having to be aware directly of what you know. The words will just come to you. So basically, this gives you a higher, advanced, knowledgeable, claircognizant awareness of the meaning and philosophy of what you know about the truth of the experience. And if this is now the psychic insight of knowing what's happening, your Gemini sun automatically knows what to say right at the right moment, right at the right time. And you may unknowingly spook the crap out of people because you'll literally say things as they're thinking it and produce these synchronicities that keep you in connection with said people at the same time. But also key you in to the higher knowledge of what's happening. And then as a moon and Sag, you can see it too. You can understand what you're seeing to help you adapt accordingly. So yeah, coming into like 2027 to 2029 is where you're going to come into your Saturn return and come of age. Until then, take your time. You're developing at a rapidly abnormal pace, and you definitely don't want to rush yourself. And just allow these things to unfold. And did you have any final questions at all?
Um, not really. I'm processing everything. I'm just
Right.
just amazing. Because I've been trying to understand my chart and just understand everything, but just hearing it from your perspective is just totally amazing.
Awesome. Really awesome. And yeah, you are the amazing truth. So you are in a position to not just tell people the truth, but show them the meaning of that truth and really ascend and awaken their understanding of what direction to go moving forward. And so you represent an omen. When people meet you, it's because they've completed one element of understanding and they're ready to take their understanding to the next level. So when they're ready to move in that right direction, you'll literally just show up like magic. And I can even take that, even just speaking with you, I know that that's how that's going to affect me. Whereas I'm an omen, as the Scorpio signature for like ending. So when people are ready to transform or understand certain wisdom, I come through. And this is how we help each other. But I'm going to send you this recording. Once again, did you have final questions at all? Oops. Mm.
I'm an excellent drum programmer. I'm a halfway decent drummer. But there's no way that I could play that by myself live.
Hello?
My phone hung up. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're straight. I was just going to ask um, if you had any final questions.
Not really. Not
Cool.
really, truthfully. I think
All
I
right.
got what I needed. I know I got what I needed.
Beautiful. That's awesome. All right. Well, you're going to get this email from WeTransfer with the recording and the links.
Okay.
All right. And you have a blessed week.
Too. Thank you so much.
No problem. Peace out.